Trouble is that when you're wrinkled,
Use the word old.
people make assumptions about you.
Old shoe, old hat.
They think you're too old to cut the mustard.
Over the hill.
And I'm not.
The old has gotten that bad rap.
We inherit such a backlog of negative characteristics about aging. The negative images are based on some very hard historical facts. The first people to be downsized back in the days of the dark satanic mills were older workers. They were not considered agile enough, smart enough, or flexible enough to continue working. Out of that came the perception of older people as being parasitic, dependent, incapable. They were marginalized.
And then when you're no longer able to produce as an adult, you just fall off the edge, as it were. You're not seen as a decent person. You become, at this point, somebody who's being warehoused as a redundant population.
There's a lot of misunderstanding about the percentage of older people who end up in an institutional setting defined specifically as a nursing home or hospital. Most people think that a very large percentage of older people are in those settings. But in fact, at any one point in time, it is at best 5%. The whole image of aging is profoundly changing.
You are amazed sometimes when you look in the mirror and see that old person looking out at you. Why, that's not me. That's not the way I feel. I feel so much younger.
It wasn't very long ago that we thought after age 65, life was over.
I recall my mother at 60 was, you know, in her house dress, sitting before the TV and kind of vegging. And I think she saw her life as very finite and that it should be over around 70, and by God, that's when she died. Quite frankly, I feel that I'm still at the tip of my own iceberg, that I haven't really done everything that is there for me to do. I, too, am trying to get rid of the stereotypic view that 60, oops, here it comes. Let's start cutting down, cutting back. I've got to get rid of that. And I work on it all the time, work on my head all the time, but always religiously and probably in a slightly obsessed way. I work out every morning. It's just part of what I do, and it works.